Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we, decode corporations. Today we're diving into the proxy statement from Avalon Holdings. Now this isn't your typical thrilling spy novel, but for investors it's a crucial document. Think of it as the instruction manual for your shares, so it has exciting stuff such as director elections and executive pay. This document is the official notice of Avalon Holdings' annual shareholder meeting. It's like a town hall for company owners, setting the stage for important decisions about who runs the show and how they're compensated. The key topics: electing directors and an advisory vote on executive pay, meaning how much the top bosses get paid. Mark your calendars, shareholders. This meeting is set for May 7, 2025. It's when you get to have your say on key company matters. Don't worry if you can't make it in person, you can still vote by proxy, which is like sending a stand-in to cast your ballot. Here's where things get interesting. This section breaks down who owns the company and, more importantly, who controls the votes. Avalon has two classes of stock: Class A with 1 vote per share and Class B with a whopping 10 votes per share. This dual class structure can give certain shareholders like Ronald Klingel a huge amount of power. Let's talk numbers. Ronald Klingel controls almost 70% of the voting power. This means he pretty much gets to decide who's on the board and what direction the company takes. Then there's Anil Chowdhury Nalluri with 11.6% of the voting power. With two shareholders having so much power, that means regular shareholders have to trust their decisions. Time to meet the candidates. Every year, shareholders elect directors to oversee the company's strategy and performance. This year, there are 6 nominees. The board looks for qualities such as leadership and industry experience. For example, Curtis Gramley has leadership and financial experience from being chairman of the board and chief executive officer of Edgewood Surgical Hospital and being a certified public accountant. Stephen Gordon has leadership and industry experience since he has practiced environmental law since 1970. Now let's talk money. This section details how much the top executives are making. It's always a hot topic for shareholders who want to make sure the bosses are being paid fairly for their performance. In 2024, Ronald Klingel, the chairman and CEO, took home $268,500, while Kenneth McMahon, CEO of American Waste Management Services, earned $544,527. Michael Havelo, the chief financial officer, made $205,000. Looking at these numbers over the last few years gives you an idea of how the executives are being rewarded over time. This table is extremely important. This shows whether executive compensation is aligned with the company's performance. In 2024, Ronald Klingel total compensation was $268,500 and the net income was $1,318,000. In 23, his total compensation was $2,024. His compensation went up and the company had a net loss of $1,705,000. The table shows that in 2024 his compensation went up and the company had a net loss of $1,775,000. The table shows that in 2023 his compensation went up and the company had a net income. This is where you, the shareholders, get to voice your opinion on those executive pay packages. It's a non-binding vote, meaning the company doesn't have to listen, but it sends a strong message if shareholders aren't happy. The board of directors recommends you vote for the approval of executive compensation. These related transactions include purchases by current directors and nominees for director. For example, Mr. Gramley, Mr. Gordon and Mr. Coxon have purchased membership units in Avalon Holdings LLC, totaling $450,000, $200,000, $200,000, and $50,000 respectively. Also, Mr. Gramley invested $99,000 in Avalon Med Spa LLC. The numbers don't lie. The company paid Grant Thornton $173,744 compared to $16,508 in 2023. Keep an eye on these figures to see if the company is spending an appropriate amount on auditing and to make sure there aren't any red flags. Here are the numbers. The company has 1,204,000 securities remaining available for future issuance under equity compensation plans. It's interesting the company has not adopted any practices or policies regarding the ability of employees, including officers or directors of the company, or any of their designees to purchase financial instruments that hedge or offset or are designed to hedge or offset any decrease in the market value of common stock. So what's the story here? On one hand, Avalon has a strong leader in Ronald Klingel, who's heavily invested in the company's success. The company also had a good year in 2024 because they have a net income. On the other hand, that concentration of power in one person's hands could be a risk, and it's important for shareholders to carefully consider the executive compensation packages. What are the risks to watch? Keep an eye on those related party transactions and make sure they're not benefiting insiders at the expense of shareholders. As with any company, it's important to stay informed and engaged. Overall, Avalon Holdings presents a mixed picture. It's a company with potential, but also with some unique challenges. Shareholders need to weigh the risks and rewards carefully before casting their votes at the annual meeting. Thanks for tuning in to Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. See you next time.